Okay, you guys have a quiz coming up on Friday. Did you know that? It is true. It's in the 85% category. It's going to move your grade again. Remember, the way your grade works in here is the tests pretty much set your grade. And then the homework either bumps it up, keeps it the same, or bumps it down. Sadly, more kids get bumped down by their homework than bumped up, even though all the answers are there on the internet because they don't check them. And then sometimes they skip one here or there, and pretty soon they've got a B- average on their homework, and it's bringing them down. It should be bringing you up. Okay. Question or commenter? Yes? The quizzes are always about the same, and then the tests are always about double the size of the quizzes. This is a quiz. All right. So what is the quiz on? Well, this kind of thing. Say I gave you this. Y equals 4. Let's do... No, let's not do... You haven't done multiply yet. You will eventually. Square root of x minus 4, and then plus 7. Would you please write that on your notes? Everybody get a notes app open and start taking notes. If you really want to do notes well, what you should be doing is saving it at the end and saving it by the date. Today's date is 9-25. And what you should be doing is whenever I tell you something's really important, you put a star by it, or maybe you like make your own little symbol. Maybe it's a smiley face. Maybe it's a, I don't know, guy with a knife. Whatever it is that makes you get attention to it, that's important because not all notes are important, right? Like what I'm doing right now isn't super important. It's not super new. It's more of a review kind of a thing. So, and only A student I've ever met that has had an A on every single class they ever took, high school and college, said that their key to success was they always took notes and then they reviewed their notes every night. Not every day, but that day's notes. So when they went home to do their homework that night, they would take a half an hour and review all the notes they were given during the day. That helped her to remember everything that the teacher thought was important, because then what are the tests on? What the teacher thought was important. Okay, so anyway, that's a good strategy. So if you want A's, you can add that to your repertoire. All right, this means 4 which way? To the right. And that one? Up 7. Generally, can you trust the things on the inside? No. So it seems like that should be left 4 because that's where the negatives are, but it's actually right 4. The stuff on the outside, whether it be in front or in the back, that stuff you can trust. All right, so when I teach you about this today, that is a flip, a left-right flip, because it's on the inside. Now, flips are one thing you can't do like opposite of what you'd think. A flip is a flip. Okay, so this kind doesn't, unfortunately, follow that little rule of don't trust anything on the inside. If it says to flip, you should flip it. So this one, which way would it flip? Well, here's the original one. This is what square root looks like. Where do you think that should flip? If I'm saying it's left-right, yes? Which way? Yeah. Yes. So it would eventually end up like that, right? Okay. No, you don't ever put the negatives over there. But we do put the negatives outside sometimes. And if we put them outside, then it wouldn't have gone here. It would have gone down here. Okay? Because that on the outside is up-down stuff. So again, if I do something that's only got up-down stuff, it might help get across the point. Negative, let's say I do x squared plus 7. You get that this is up-down? Specifically, what is it? Up 7. Okay? Do you get that this is up-down? And what is it? Is it a move down? No. It's a flip. And it's on the outside, so it's up-down. Some kids say, well, how come that's not on the inside? What do you mean by inside, outside? Imagine a little parentheses. If there were going to be any parentheses, it would be like that. Okay, if there were supposed to be parentheses around it and like this, then it's on the inside. That's different. That would mean flipped left, right, and moved up 7. Now, on a parabola, can you see how if you flip a parabola left, right, that you can't even tell you flipped it? If you go left, right, it's like nothing even happened. And let's talk about why that is. Why does it not matter if you flip it left or right? Because look what's going to happen. If it's on the inside and I do the opposite of it, do you get, I'm just going to square it anyways. So even if it was negative, it's just going to look like it did originally. It's like, there's x squared, and then if I put a negative in there or not, it's the same thing. See what I mean? Throw a negative in. Doesn't do anything, because it's going to just get squared off anyway. All right, that's why it doesn't change when you go left-right on a parabola. All right, but then this up 7 thing, I'd grab my parabola and move it up 7. Bing, I'm done. Okay, so for today, all you really have to learn is flips. Super easy. So if we did the other stuff, which was like this, x minus 2 plus 5, you'd know, okay, move it to the right 2, move it up 5. And now I just throw in one more thing, like a negative out here. You just got to know, did I flip it up, down, or did I flip it left, right? Up, down, because it's on the outside. And so this one would be, here's my parent one. And I'm going to take it and do all of these things. Now, does the order matter? Oh, you bet it does. The order matters. Okay, so you need to know what order to do them in. All right, so tell me this. Have I told you generally where do you start on a hard math problem, on the inside or the outside? The inside. Okay. All right, so we can do the stuff on the inside. And that's what? Which way should I go? Right what? Move it right 2. Now I go to the outside and I do it in the order of operations. Do you get that on the outside I have 2 things to do? I have a multiply by -1 and I have an add 5. Multiply comes first. Okay, so now I should flip it. Which way should I flip it? Left, right, or up, down? Up, down. So now it's going to become this. And the last thing I should do is move it where? Up 5. Maybe even a little higher. Like that. Final answer is the green one. The original would be the blue one. Yes. Okay, let's just see if we end up in the same place. I agree we should show you whether it matters or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And of course, all that matters is that sometimes it does matter. All right, so now I'm going to try it and just do it in any order I feel like. Okay, so let's say I'm going to go do this part first. I'm going to do left 5, sorry, up 5 first. And then I'm going to do my up-down flip. Okay, do you get how this thing would have to move down here then? I kind of drew that funny. Okay, that's the up-down flip. And now where am I supposed to move it? Did I end up in the same place? See? Mattered. I just did it in a different order and it didn't end up in the same spot. So does the order matter? Yes. Inside first, and then the stuff on the outside. And the stuff on the outside, you have to do it in the order of operations, which is multiplies come before adds. All right, so let me make sure you get that. So let's say I give you one more. Y equals negative, parentheses, x plus 3 squared plus 7. In what order should I do this? First, I should do what? Yep, start on the inside, and then it's left 3. So the first thing is left 3. Number 2, this is worthy of your notes, everybody, because the order is something that trips kids up every year. What order should I do it in? So if I were you, and I was making stars for things that are kind of like important, one of the hard things for today, the flips are pretty easy. You know, you just move it, flip it upside down or left to right or up down. But then this order thing can be tricky. So you start on the inside. I do left 3. Then the next thing is you go to the outside, because I'm done on the inside, and I do this one first, and that one next. Okay, so this one is, which way of a flip is that? Up, down, or left, right? Up, down, flip. Now I want you to, I always start with words that I think you're going to totally understand, and then I move on to the like more mathy way to say it. Do you get when I say up, down, that you could say vertical? Because that's up, down. And if I'm going up, down, and I'm flipping it, do you get that flipping is actually a reflection? Okay. And the last thing is if I'm going up and down, and my picture was a parabola, and it used to look like this as the parent one, and if I do it up, down, flip, which axis am I going across? It's actually the same as a rotation, but there's my flip. Boop. What did I go across? Did I go across the Y or did I go across the X? I went across the X. So this is technically an up-down flip. It's technically a reflection over the X. The right word for flip is reflect, and the right word for up-down is that you went over the X. All right, and the third thing is the last thing there, which is right here, which is what? Upside. Okay, now the order thing gets a little more complicated. Now the cool thing is once you know this, you'll know it for pre-calc too. And we didn't used to teach kids at this level, this intense, but I'm gonna go there because I think you can handle it. Yes? All right. If it's on the inside, the question was how do you know which way to flip it? Do you get what that thing looks like in the first place? Do you know what that shape looks like without flipping? Okay. It looks kind of like that. All right. So then if I want to flip it, there's two ways. I can either flip it left, right, which would mean it goes over here, or I could flip it up, down, which would mean it would go down there. You get the two choices. Okay. Then it's simple. Remember how on the inside, if I were to do this, it would mean to move left or right? The stuff on the inside is left and right. So then if there's something on the inside, it's a left or right flip. Okay? And if I put the negative on the outside, it's an up or down. So this would be up, down. This would be left, right. Just like it was for numbers. Did that clarify it? Yes. Yep. Okay, so you want this to be a -3 and then I do a -3 on the inside like this. Okay, and then you want it to do what kind of a flip? A left, right? Okay, now there's two ways I could do this. If on the flip like this, if I put it like this, do you get that that's different than if I put it like that? Because there's a difference. Because in the one case, the negative would get distributed, and in the other case, it wouldn't. So if you do it like this, now here's the part where I said I don't normally teach this to kids at your level, but I think you can handle it. And it's right, and it'll help you next year if you learn it. The stuff you do on the inside, remember how you can't trust it? Along those same lines, you don't do them in the normal order of operations. You do them in the opposite of the normal order of operations. I'll say that again. The stuff on the inside, normal order of operations, wouldn't you agree parentheses should come first? But you don't do that first because it's in the inside and you can't trust the stuff on the inside. So you do it in the opposite of normal order of operations, and that should come first. And this should come second. You do what I just said there? Yes, you need to do it in the right order, but there's not many that we give you like that because we understand that mostly kids at this level aren't able to handle that. But it's more just we haven't taught it. It's not that you can't handle it. Okay, so again, all I'm saying is that on the outside you can trust stuff, and it goes in the normal order of operations. On the inside, you can't trust the stuff. It does the opposite of what you think, and it also goes in the opposite order of what you think. So, just wait. One more example to make sure you set this in your mind. So I'm going to do the last kind I haven't done for a while, which is a V-shape. Okay, and this would normally be V-shaped. That moves like 5 to the what? Right. But if I throw in a negative here like this, then it's got to move 5 to the right and get flipped. Which way? Left, right, or up, down? Left, right. Okay. Now, Normally, parentheses go first. So we don't do that first. We do that first. And then we do the second. It's a left-right flip because it's on the inside. It's inside the brackets, or the absolute value bars. All right, so now let's actually get to your homework. So find your homework if you haven't already. Get to it. It looks like this. Transformations worksheet B. Now this is just a normal parabola that's been flipped which way? Left, right, or up, down? Left, right. Now if you think about it, if your normal parabola looks like this, and I wouldn't blame you at all if you just want to use dots because you know that it's over 1, up 1, and then it's over 2, up 4. That's a pretty cool way to do it. You don't have to have the curve. You're more accurate this way. Okay, so then, how do I flip it left, right, though? You can flip it left, right, but do you get that it's going to be in the exact same place that it is now? Because this point will, like, flip over to there, and this point flips back to here. And these two, like, switch places, but you can't even tell that they switched. So, bottom line is, do you get that this one is not even moved at all? So it's just the original. Now, how could that be? Remember how we talked about this? Because if there's a negative in there and then I square it, it's like there wasn't even a negative in there. It's like the negative in there has no effect because it gets squared away anyway. Okay? So it just doesn't move. It is where it is. It stays the same. It is the parent one. So throwing a negative inside the parentheses doesn't do anything. And it makes sense if you think about it, because negative times a negative makes positive anyway. All right, this next one, it's a parabola. Here's the parent one. I'll just slap it on there quick. Okay, and then I have to move it which way? Remember I said start on the inside. And on the inside, you do it in opposite of normal order, but there's only one thing to do. So I do it right 5. So everything goes to the right 5. I can grab my points here and move them all together right 5, because I have a neato thingy that you don't have. But you could just make new dots in a different color or something. That might be a smart way to do it. And then I just have to take the whole thing and flip it which way? Up, down, or left, right? I'm hearing some of each. Up, down, or left, right? It's on the outside. That is an up, down flip. Okay, so I'm going to make my new points in red here. Doink, doink, doink. Helps to say the word too. Doink and doink. There we go. Okay, so my final answer is the red one. And I'd probably just delete this off of there. There. You get that? It just moves like yesterday, except now you move it and then you flip it too. And you need to know what order to do it. Okay, I think that's all you need to know. Oh wait, let's look at a little farther into the worksheet just so you get the idea here. Clear that. Scroll down. Here, they give you some pictures, and sometimes kids get confused by these. So let's go to this, find this on your worksheet, and I'll do one with you. Which one's what? Oh, really? You don't have to do... Oh, boo. That's too easy. You guys are too smart to stop there, but I guess I won't make you do more than the other classes. So, okay, I'll teach you that tomorrow. Just a quick FYI. If you were doing that one, you'd go x squared, and then I've moved it 3 to the right. So if I'm going to do 3 to the right, I go like this. And then I move up 1. That's like this. It's still a parabola, so it's squared. And what's the last thing? Is it flipped? Yeah, it's flipped. So if it's flipped, is it an up-down flip? Yep. So I go negative right there. That's how you'd graph that one, for those of you that want to know.